Round 2, we have the choice. Play first, obvious mulligan. And this one we get to keep though, so that's good. Keeping. And I don't think we want to keep a land on top. No, we've got 18. We're going to find another one at some point. The old Howlpack Wolf Thraben Gargoyle deck. Thraben Gargoyle is actually a deceptively good card in general, but I think it's actually particularly good in a werewolf deck, to be honest. Because if you're not going to use your mana to play spells, you definitely want to use your mana to transform. Another blue-green deck? Daring Sleuth. Okay. Ooh, Logger. Alright. Niblis. Alright. Let's go land, swing with Howlpack Wolf. Follow up with Kindred, I think. Because then we can attack and give our stuff indestructible, which is pretty good. If he attacks into this, I'll take it. I don't even think I want to lose my Gargoyle at this point. Although, ongoing investigation. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage, this card's cool. That one's good. So I might just use Inner Struggle on the Niblis. Can also go Hinterland Logger and use the landscape, but it's not like I'm in a rush to use the landscape. I think we're gonna kill the Niblis. He can also crack the Clue, in which case I kill maybe the Daring Sleuth? Stitchwing Scab, okay. Ooh, that's nasty. Well, we want to do it on the Uldric's Kindred here. I mean, he's just dead if he doesn't block. Okay. So I gotta think about the play here. I guess I want to save the Kindred. If I give it double strike, I get through for 7 points of damage. I can also alternatively save it, but I want to follow up with the Hinterland Logger too, I think, especially if his turn's going to be discarding cards to return that to the battlefield. So I think we're going to Uncaged Fury our Trampler here, especially while he's tapped out. Just kind of gets through for 1 billion damage. It also makes our Thraben Gargoyle lethal next turn if we are able to transform. He's got the ongoing investigation to gain life. Something we got to keep in mind. And you get to investigate and gain life, dude. This card's really good. This card is really good. Stitch Mangler. Taps something when it enters, but it enters tapped. If he thinks I'm going to draw land, he has to hit the Gargoyle, but that's not enough. He's basically dead. He has to not hit the Gargoyle and hope I don't hit a land is exactly what has to happen for him. Because if he hits the Gargoyle, he's dead. So he has to go Kindred. That doesn't make sense, though. Unless you have another blocker. Yeah. That doesn't work. So he could have hit the Kindred, but we would have drawn the land and killed him anyway. So it did turn out to be irrelevant, but still that was not the correct choice. Okay. I like this ongoing investigation card. That card is sweet. I mean, granted, you only get to, regardless of how many creatures you have, you only get to investigate once. Otherwise, this card would be busted. But still, that exile a creature card, investigate, gain life is really good. That is a really good effect. It's kind of a non-bow with this Stitchwing Scab, I guess, but I still can't talk to people. I'm still unable to talk to people. Is that right? All right. Sideboard. Playing against green, blue. We did see flyers. Clipwing's probably a wise choice. I don't mind taking out his Scab if it makes him discard 2 cards to bring it back. He's probably got some other blue flyers in there as well. We know he's got the Niblis. What am I dropping? Maybe Graph Mole. Doesn't seem that good. It's not like I can investigate anyway. He does block things, but not flyers. Alright. Ditch the Mole, even though I think it's a good card. It's one of those cards that's good, just not good for our deck. Other than the fact that it's 3 mana, 2/4, which is pretty good. Alright. I'm actually going to keep this hand. I think the Warp Landscape makes this a lot more keepable. Clipwings seems okay. We have the Gargoyle again, though, and the Gargoyle has just been... I feel like I would play 1,000,000 Gargoyles. Is that wrong? I mean, granted, we're going to need a 3rd land at some point, but if we find a 3rd land, we can at least use the Warped Landscape for good effect. I guess Seasons Past is kind of a dead card in this hand, admittedly. Little Delirium setup here. All right. Little Niblis action. You got it. So do I want to clip wings now? I probably do. Slows me down on warped landscape, but I'm just going to allow that. All right, let's do Breakneck Rider here. Feel like it's a pretty big threat. Might have to inner struggle the Stitchwing Scab. Prefer not to do that. Might not have a choice though. Can't do anything about that. That's the Rabbit Bite. I passed. We do have a ways to exile the Stitchwing Scab, though. I guess that's good news. So I'm a mana away from Seasons Past, which is going to be really good here. I guess for that reason, I just use Inner Struggle on the Stitchwing Scab, because then I play Seasons Past, I get everything back. Alright, sounds like a plan. He's got to discard 2 cards to the Stitchwing Scab anyway. Guess I could inner struggle the Daring Sleuth instead for that reason. So it doesn't even give him the luxury. Because then if I get the clip wings back... Yeah, I guess we get rid of the Sleuth instead. Because otherwise he can like immediately use Stitchwing Scab and bring it back. So if we draw a land, we use Seasons Past. Follow-up play with Delirium. Nice value. Solitary Hunter. Well, guess it blocks. Oh, the combat trick. All right. Well, for that reason, I guess we're going to block the... Well, he doesn't have... We got to force him to use the trick. Otherwise, he just doesn't have to use it with the thing. So, unfortunately, it's one of those cases where we got to use it or he doesn't have to use the trick. Blowout Central, huh? All right. Well, went from had a chance to no chance, sadly. So I guess I should have used the Inner Struggle on the Stitchwing Scab in retrospect, but to be honest, I wasn't expecting my opponent to have the 2-drop follow-up. It really felt like he was just not going to have any more plays at the end of turn. So if I had known my opponent was going to follow up with a 2-drop, I would have killed the 3/1 flyer. But I don't think that we can win now. So I can flip this to kill that or kill this. This thing's too big, though. I can't do anything about the really big thing. And I die to everything. So basically I have to... I think we play Mad Prophet. I'm going to ditch the Convicted Killer. We're going to have to Chumperino here, too. Guess I could have done Killer. Yeah, that probably would have been better. Could have done Killer plus Uncaged Fury. Jeez. Nice deck, bro. So I do have a thing to deal with the sleep paralysis, right? Because I've got the... But just for one sleep paralysis, it probably doesn't seem worth it. Yeah, we're very dead. I could chump here, but it doesn't do anything. No reason to show him more cards, I don't think. All right. Opponent destroyed us pretty good there. So let's go to game 3. Should have killed the Stitchwing Scab, but like I said, I did not realize my opponent was going to have the follow-up 2-drop play. I really was not expecting that. It was unexpected. Clip Wings work just fine, though. Wish I had more could do against flyers. I just kind of can't. Root Out for sleep paralysis does not seem worth it. Might Be on Reason was good against us there. I don't feel like sideboarding anything. I think we just do this again. All right. Play first. Yeah, I guess we keep it. I mean, we need lands, but we're running 18, which makes me feel a little bit more confident. We at least have a 1 and 2 drop. Although the Gargoyle seems awkward when... And Season Pass is definitely just like a dead card in our hand. So I still don't think this hand's a mull, but it's not a great hand. Why is my opponent concerned about Thraven Gargoyle? How many of those did you get? Like I'm playing a Mythic Rare turn 1 every game. All right, well, next turn is a big determining factor of this game. If we rip a forest, I feel better. If we don't rip a land, we're in pretty rough shape, actually. All right, we did get the land. For that reason, I guess we just play the killer and pass. I don't want to trade a wolf for a Skinner. I don't want to use my mana for it. All right, well, now I'm more comfortable using my mana for the wolf. Wow. Must really be expecting to get that delirium. So we'll get in for 5, flip our guy. That guy's really good. We must have been passing to this guy because I remember opening this. Guy's really good. And actually, he's going to flip if we don't rip something pretty spicy here. Like a forest, for example. All right, so he bounces our guy, he flips our guy back. We have to discard. Opponent turn panned out pretty well for him there. So what do we want to discard? I guess the wolves, so I can at least play the wolf and make it so this guy doesn't flip. I would prefer if his guys weren't cheaper, but then again, the ability on this is probably better. So maybe I discard the wolf? If I play the wolf, I can attack, though. I don't want to discard the reduce ashes. I could just get rid of the seasons past. All right, whatever. Let's just dump the past. I mean, I don't even have green mana. It makes the most sense. Flips our guy back. That was my pack one, pick one that I passed. Pack one rare. This guy's not rare. Oh, the season's passed. I was like, what is my opponent talking about? Now I get it. All right, let's play the 4-5 and then pass. So I could have used reduce to ashes, I guess. Opponent can start getting some card advantage. And then flip his guy. Then maybe I just reduce to ashes it. I'm not sure yet. I kind of wanted to save this for like a flyer. All right, setting up that delirium. Maybe I have to use it on the Skinner then. We'll find out. And it's each opponent's upkeep, so he could get Skinner value right away. Which is kind of a strange time for Skinner to work. Pretty high chance we're going to end up using Reduce to Ashes on Skinner if he hits it. Even if he doesn't, just to play it safe. What did you reveal, my friend? Might Beyond Reason, Vessel, and then lands? Wait, what did you take? Reveals Island, Might Beyond Reason, and Island. Is it? Oh, it's only the top 4 cards. Where's the 4th? What was the 4th card? Oh, reveals another vessel. I was like, what was the 4th card? Was another vessel. Well, that makes sense. So, instant, land, enchantment. Isn't that only 3? Enchantment, land, instant. Okay. Flameblade Angel. She's a big girl. So I probably just attack with Thornhide Wolf. My opponent wants to put a creature in the yard for the Skinner, and then I just nuke the Skinner. I guess we'll do that. or my opponent takes it. Could also flip my Convicted Killer. Or I could kill the Duskwatch Recruiter. A lot of options here. I should probably kill something. I'm going to be keeping my mana. I probably need to kill something. Flipping the killer is cool and all, but this card is so good. So this lets him draw cards. This makes his guys bigger. Still needs to get a creature in the yard to turn that on. I'm just not sure what's a bigger deal. Him getting +1/+1 counters or him getting card advantage. Probably the card advantage. I mean, he has to use mana for this, but that's going to be a big problem in the late game. So is this. This makes it so he doesn't get... yeah, I guess we kill this. The reason being, he doesn't get Delirium because I exile. Stitch Mangler's good. If I draw a land, I'm pretty tempted to just flip and bash in with Gargoyle rather than play the Flameblade Angel. Well, I guess we play 2 spells instead. Just spit our guys out here. The Ulrich's Kindred isn't fair. It's not like it's cheap to use the Kindred, but it is very good. I'll give you that. How many Vessels of Nascency is my opponent playing? That must have been the card he took, so he could set up the Skinner, which I guess makes sense. Four cards revealed. Niblis, Rabid Bite, Artifact, Creature, Enchantment, or Land. So you can't take the Rabid Bite, but probably could take the Scab. Silent Observer. So let's see what my opponent took. Took the Silent Observer. All right. Guess technically that does block. One card left in hand. So you've got the Obsessive Skinner now too. Pumping that. So I can play the Flameblade Angel and start smashing. I think we just swing with the Thorn-Eyed Wolves. Because he has to double block to kill it. And if he just blocks with one thing, he still takes damage here. So he still takes one. Next turn I should be able to attack with pretty much everything. He's got to have an answer for that Flame Blade right now. Alright. That does let him do some interesting things. Okay. Yeah, I think our opponent's still dead, because we're going to transform Gargoyle, swing the team, and our opponent's blocks are just going to punish them unmercifully. Unmercilessly? Unmercifully. One of those words. So let's say my opponent were, geez, and then I just, so if I attack with everything, let's say I transform this attack with everything. My opponent double blocks the Flame Blade Angel, right? Let's say they do that. They would take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They could potentially, no, that's not true. And they have no cards left in hand. So they can't double block my Flame Blade Angel to kill it. They don't have any way to... They can't gain life, though, from ongoing investigation, right? So they've got a creature in there. Couple. Might just be in my best interest to attack with the Thornhide Wolf again and then play the Devil's Playground. Because otherwise, I'm not convinced I can kill my opponent. If he double blocks Flame Blade, he would take 4 in the air, right? He goes to 5. Let's say he blocks my biggest guys after that. He has to block here, block this, block this. So he would only take 7, 8, 9, 10 damage, which means he could technically live with the ongoing investigation. And it would kill my Flame Blade Angel. Not a huge fan of that. Let's just swing with the Thornhide Wolf. He gets one more turn to find an answer to the Flame Blade. Because once we play the Devil's Playground, I think at that point it's GG's, regardless of what he's got. This is fine too. All right, so next turn we've got it. Flame Blade Angel with Devils is insane. Still pretty sure we can attack with everything. guess I should probably do a little bit of math, right? Does have to double block the... I think we probably just swing with everything. If my opponent double blocks the Flame Blade Dancer, they just are going to die. So I don't think that's going to work. Like block here, block, 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 block. Remember, each block is another point of damage too. So this is lethal. Guess I could have attacked with everything but the Flame Blade Angel. That might have been better in retrospect. Yeah, because my opponent's going to be able to go to 1? Maybe I should have done the math a little bit better. I think I just needed to not attack with Flame Blade Angel and I would have been fine. Still have to deal with the devils, I guess. And I guess the mana is going to be preoccupied with ongoing investigation. I feel as though they have to gain life here. Like, now you only go to 3. I don't think this saves you. So you can block the Stonewing Antagonizer. Block, 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 take too much. All right, let's go all in. Needed to not sack the clue. I agree. I don't know why you sacked the clue, my friend. You saw you had ongoing investigation. You saw you were at 1 life. You saw you had a boatload of creatures in your graveyard. Why did you put yourself in a position where you die here? Especially after I made the mistake of letting you kill my Flameblade Angel, not leaving you at 1. My opponent was in a better spot there than I should have left them in. If I had attacked with everything but the Flameblade Angel, I think they just would have been in awful shape. They would have had better blocks, I guess, but not really. Not really. So if I had attacked with everything but the Flameblade Angel, it would have been a lot safer win. I got the victory anyway, I guess. If my opponent had just invested all of his mana into ongoing investigation, it would have eaten up his turn still. My attacks still would have been pretty good. They wouldn't have been awful. Especially since they wouldn't have been progressing their board because they just basically would have been exile, investigating, and gaining life. But this card's insane. I'm loving this ongoing investigation. Really cool card. All right, we'll see you in the finals.